the pick 3 slop situation has gotten out of hand. It's our fault. We love it, and we're not sure if we should. I'm Chris Meekness Fan. Welcome to the CRUBCAST, your weekly dose of controlled chaos, where every week it gets worse, except this one. This is a good week. I'm going to say it. Cass, hello. How are you?
Hey.
Brody, hi. How are you?
Hello, kitten. Did you get your Discord
I
Nitro?
want you to die. Nico, hey, how are you?
Hello, kitten. You get your Discord Nitro.
Now,
What is this?
dude, I called it right before we came in to record, and I was like, I'm going to set this up, and it's going to be great. You're going to get it. And I was going to do
Brody
like
triggered me.
I was going to do like a pick 3 thing here, and I was like, this is going to be real smooth for once, and we got a great topic. And man, that sucks, but I don't care enough to say, screw you guys, let's redo it. So that's the episode, the way it starts.
Brody triggered my stem. I'm ready to
That's great. Anyway, Weary Traveler, you've gotten enough experience to level up, and you've been given 3 choices. You can pick Nico, Brody, or Cass. I would really recommend Cass based on what just happened. But to actually set up what we're talking about here, there has been an influx, if I was being correct, of games where roguelite, you level up, flashing lights sometimes, dopamine receptors, gambling scenes sometimes, and then you're presented 3 choices. And these 3 choices are either monumental or so incremental that they don't even matter. And that's the gameplay loop. And it's like, well, what if it was Vampire Survivors? What if it was Clover Pit? What if it was Metabot Survivors, available now on the iOS App Store and Android Play Store, which is just Vampire Survivors, but with Metabots. Not sponsored. I'm going to open it during this episode, and I think it's going to suck. I will let you know in like half an hour. But basically, the more I look around, the more I see pick 3 games. And Brody put it best when pitching this topic, which was the pick 3 slop situation is crazy. Pick 3 slop. I hate the word slop. It can be positive or negative, and that's why I hate it. But I think that also describes this trend in games, because it can be positive, like a Mega Bonk. Cass and I played a lot of that. That's a good game. And it can be negative, where it's like, well, there's a HUNTERxHUNTER Vampire Survivors I just found out 5 minutes ago. Every game is this now. It feels like every game is like, well, we found a fast track to dopamine, flashing lights on screen, Clover Pit. We got sent 2 emails in the past week. One was for Gambonanza, which is chess but Bellatro. And then we got some claw machine roguelite game where there's pick 3 choices for your evil claw machine.
Are you serious?
Someone even made pick3slop.com, which just is
pick3slop.com.
Wait, really?
Yeah. It's Kevin found it. That's real.
Yes, for real.
It's literally just a wheel.
It'd be hyperbolic to say this is all of gaming, but I feel like everywhere I look right now, this is all of gaming.
It's become very pervasive within the roguelike light genre, right? To the point where it's basically become a subgenre of it. Right, where roguelite is a subgenre of roguelike. Now pick 3 slop is a subgenre. Because you can't say something like a Returnal of Saros, Spelunky, Binding of Isaac. Those aren't really pick 3 slops. Mm-hmm. Like maybe here and there, but they're not really. But something like a Hades, just every 2 seconds, I'm picking 3. I'm picking from one of 3 options. That's pick 3 slop. And it's good, and I love it.
That's pick 3 slop positive. Having played it some in the last few days, that's very much a like, this is the air quote right way to do it. This feels morally correct. This doesn't feel like it's taking advantage of your dopamine receptors. It's just like, this is just a well-designed video game.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
I mean, Bellatro.
I would say Bellatro is like a distant cousin in the sense that it's related to this topic in the I fear the ever-increasing dopamine gambling presentation of these type of games. But I wouldn't say Bellatro is specifically this. But it's like close enough to where it can
is like a catalyst.
Yeah.
Nico, you can think of something like an
Spire.
Inscription and Display the Spire, right? Because you're choosing your direction of which way you're going, and then often you're given like, oh, pick one of these 3 pluses or pick one of these 3 like bad things to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, when the whale shows up, he's like, what do you want?
I definitely Inscription is for sure pick 3 slop. Slay the Spire, of course, is original pick 3 slop as well, in parentheses card.
And also a good one, having played it in the last week. I played a lot of games to be ready for this episode, to be clear. I did my homework, so I'm very versed now. Mile wide and an inch deep in the depth I can speak to about these games, but it's been interesting taking a step back because of Vampire Crawlers coming out and being like, this is just kind of like every game I feel like I'm looking at lately. And I like it when it's good and I don't like it when it's bad. And that's like my really nuanced take. I had to sum it up.
I've been playing roguelikes for as far back as Spelunky on PS3. And it's interesting. I've really enjoyed seeing the through line of how developers will take different roguelike ideas and play with them. Right, like Binding of Isaac, you're basically constantly adding items to the pool that you're unlocking, but then you don't have a great way to control the pool. You have rerolls, but that's kind of it in certain scenarios.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, denominator control is rough. I'll talk about that.
Yeah, well, and then the first time I saw it, something like Crypt of the Necrodancer, which actually allowed me to pick what I wanted in my pool or get rid of things in my pool. And now you see in a lot of deck builders in particular, which is a whole other subgenre of all of this, but combining with everything.
Yeah.
You'll see like, discard, like get rid of like Slay the Spire, you start out with a bunch of basic attack cards, but by the end of it, when you have a lot of good cards, you're like, I kind of don't want all I don't need 6 of these anymore. I kind of want to get them out of my deck, so I'm actually drawing the cards, like good cards.
Yeah.
So pool control has been a really cool thing to see evolve in the roguelike genre over time. But pick 3 slop in particular, as it is in so many, like you see it in Slay the Spire, you see it in Inscription, but it wasn't until a couple weeks ago where I picked up Hades for the first time after sleeping on it for so much time that I was like, oh, this is like just constant. Just every room or every second room, I am picking from 3 things.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like I am picking which of these boons I want. And like it's fun and it's good because I'm incentivized to try out everything, and every weapon has its own like different upgrades that completely change how they play, and those integrate differently, synergize with all the Olympian boons and everything. And it's like, I love this. But it is the most pick 3 slop pick 3.
It is like the epitome of pick 3 slop, but I think that it also works because unlike a lot of other games, Vampire Survivors, Mega Bonk, all that, Hades does an interesting thing where like you said, your options like fundamentally change, like like completely change the attributes. It's not just general stat buffs.
Yeah.
Like in these other games. It's like, hey, now your punch is also a shield. Now your throw makes a large explosion and will bounce between enemies. Like it is very specific. And I think that's kind of where Hades really popped off.
So many times in early runs, I was looking at a lot of the Olympian boons for certain characters and everything. And I was like, I could see how maybe that might work in an interesting way, but like the weapon I'm using, because I didn't even know that I could get new weapons yet. I was still using the blade, right? I was like that early on, where I was like, well, the way that this weapon works, I don't know that I would really want these boons, and I but I get the Daedalus upgrades where it changes how the or Daedalus, whatever it is, it changes how the weapons work, and all of a sudden my blade is now it's a lot faster, so it makes sense to get an upgrade that cuts 60% of my health but gives me +2 health every time I make a hit. Or I get a different one where now I'm doing more damage, I'm slower, so it doesn't make sense to have that upgrade, but now it makes sense to like stack as much damage on a single hit as I can. And as I started unlocking the other weapons and playing around with them, because it does a really good job of incentivizing you to play with weapons that you at first might be like, I don't want to use this, and then you start playing them, you start getting those Daedalus modifiers, and then you start seeing like the way that certain Olympian boons will stack with them in ways that they wouldn't in other runs with other weapons types. That's really cool.
I played the spear and I was like, oh, I don't like this as much as the bow and arrow.
Amazing.
But yeah, eventually I got to a point with the spear. I'm like, oh, okay, I see. Yeah.
I felt the exact same way, and then I won my first run with the spear.
Yeah. Hades was a big revelation for me in the last week, because like I played a lot of Vampire Survivors for the listeners' reference, right? I played a lot of Mega Bonk, like at least 70 hours of each of those within the last couple months.
I gotta see, how many hours do I have in Vampire? I have 150 hours in Vampire Survivors.
Yeah, I think between PS5 and Steam, overall, that's where I'm at with it. And like eventually that does get to a point where it's like you are constantly being taken away from the action to probably pick one of the same few weapons you kind of default into, because Hades is the first time in a long time, right? Like sat down and like scratched my chin and was like, which one of these 3 do I actually want? And I'm enjoying wondering which one of these three I want instead of going like, I guess I'll take garlic because I always take garlic in Vampire Survivors and I'm just comfy with that. But Hades was the first where I'm like, okay, wait, let me actually like think here, like this, think ahead and how this could factor into what I'm doing, which is nice.
Because even if there is a meta with Hades, which I don't know if there is, there's so many mechanics thrown in there that make you like still have to be careful with that meta. Like if you want to get the good upgrades, you're going to be taking the things that's like, hey, you can get this upgrade if you do 5 rooms where like every time you hit an enemy, you take damage and stuff like that. So like even if there is a meta,
spoons,
Yeah. And then it incentivizes you by being like, hey, this weapon will give you like double currency if you use it for this run, regardless of if you like it or not.
Exactly. And so like I there were a lot of weapons where I started out where I'm like, I don't think I'll be using that. And then they introduce the incentives for it. And I'm like, well.
Yeah, like honestly, as soon as they introduced that, I was just like, I'm only going to use what they tell me to use for this run.
That and every weapon has their own set of rewards which act as currency for other things. So like if I want to get a bunch of diamonds, the easiest thing to do is get halfway through the game with each weapon, and then once you beat the game once, you get the end game modifiers where you can start doing that over again with like added difficulty on each thing. And so it does a really, really good job of incentivizing you to try out playstyles that you don't think you'll like, and then very quickly like you'll get that Daedalus, like that pickaxe looking hammer thing upgrade, and that will just change the way that it's a different weapon at that point whenever you get one of those. And so it starts interacting in all different ways with the boons. It's really cool.
Do you have a favorite weapon?
It's honestly, it's so hard to say. I like them all. Even the arrow, which I thought I really, really wouldn't like. Yep. I like all the weapons. The gun is really good and the sword is really good. But like honestly,
mine is the trident. Mine is the one that like you throw it and then it's the Leviathan axe essentially. Yeah. Like it has the Leviathan axe mechanic.
They're all really cool. They're all really good. Like once they start like thinking about how to upgrade them and how to like stack boosts that like do certain things with the way that the weapon is attacking and the way that you're doing it. I've probably put in 50 plus runs at this point, and I don't think I've had a single run where playing it feels the same as a previous one.
That's crazy because I don't know. I think I'm missing some key strategies here. My runs all feel kind of like similar unless I'm looking for something specific.
I feel like I'm in a middle ground between you guys because there are times where I feel like the game's getting very samey, and then it will throw something random at me like, oh, here's death, and he's like challenging me. Never seen that before. And then just a bunch of like new things, usually for the story and stuff that it'll throw at me, and then it'll like reinvigorate my interest in the game.
That's the thing. It can't be understated how impressive it is how much like voice acted content
there's so much dialogue.
Haven't heard a repeat of anything. Like everyone has new things to say all the time. Even so many runs in. Two? No, I'm waiting till I get a bit more into one because I've beaten it a couple times, but there's clearly more to beating it that I need to see before I move on to 2.
I still have yet to win a run. I
think me too.
I have like 40 hours in the game.
I've made it to the final guy, but I don't remember if I beat him.
Dude, I have this problem
Did you say
with
you have 40 hours?
I have this problem with roguelikes where I simply won't beat them. I simply won't win runs. Like, because Balatro, if you think about it, Balatro made the win condition really like kind of easy to reach. Like, because the game's kind of not really about that. It's more about
that is see how high you can make the number.
Yeah. Whereas like these other ones, I'm just like, well, and this takes me to I guess what so I've been playing a lot of Slay the Spire 2, right?
Hit new game.
And I mentioned in our other episode, which you can find on the Crub YouTube channel, that I think it is too much game and not enough card. I love Slay the Spire and Slay the Spire 2. Do not get me wrong. This is like nitpicking. You can love something and want it to be better or want it to be better like for you, right? Like this is just my taste. when it comes down to it, is like it's too much game, not enough card. In the way that, sorry, I'm a little distracted. Somebody was cranking "They Hog" outside my apartment.
I get it. I'm playing meant about Survivor, so I'm a little distracted too.
Yeah. No, like I don't like that I have to be situationally aware in the game. I would like it to be pure deck build, your deck synergizes, and you like do the synergies, right? I don't love that you have to be like, okay, well, like what boss is coming up, or like, you know, how many rooms do I have ahead of me, or like this and that. And like, I don't really like that like resource planning aspect to it. You know, it's like, okay, like I fought this elite already in this run, so now from the pool of them remaining, I have these ones coming up, and so therefore it would be smart to diversify my card pool in this other way, right?
Help me and maybe other people less familiar understand. Is this like a difference from Slay the Spire 1, or is this something like 2 is kind of not changed that you were hoping it maybe would change?
I don't think it's possible for the format of the game to really change this, to be quite honest with you. If anything, 2 has gotten better about it because they have a dedicated combo character now.
Okay.
Whereas like in 1, they had a character that had combos. They had another character that you could do combos with, and then another character that again like has combos, but it's like more about just dealing raw damage. And the thing is, like when it comes to playing card games, especially, you know, I play a lot of Magic the Gathering these days. I'm a combo player. I don't like to pick a target and deal damage. I just like to do things, and it deals damage because I'm doing the thing that my deck was meant to do. In these games, the fact that you have to like unlock everything by playing all the characters, number one, is like not what I'm looking to do. I have like a couple characters that I really like, a couple characters that I really don't like. And number 2, like, you know, I feel that like the virtue of it being like, okay, this is a specific battle against an enemy, like, and it's not like you're playing cards against somebody playing cards, makes it kind of impossible to separate. Whereas like something like Inscription is all about the cards, and it's all about playing the card game. And you're playing cards against another person playing cards.
Yeah, they do both do the thing though. Right? Like they do something interesting that you don't see in other card games. Both of them show you enemy intent beforehand, right?
Yes.
So that's the main thing is just like responding to enemy intent every turn.
Yeah, but like with something like Inscription, like your build can just do your build things, and it can kind of do that generally devoid of what Leshy is doing.
Yeah.
Leshy's your opponent. And like, you know, what it's Slay the Spire is very much not like that. Like you have to be very aware of what is coming up and what could be coming up. And that's fine. I like the management of like I need to edit a previous statement. I like management of like, okay, what's coming up on the map?
Yeah.
In that, like, you know, what can I like? Do I have a point to remove cards from my deck? Is there a shop? Like, you know, things like that. What type of opportunities do I have to edit or transform my deck and my build? What I don't like so much is having to structure and think about your build and the way that you're diversifying your build simply to satiate a certain set of enemies. I would rather say, okay, this is the pick 3 slop I've been given. This is the direction I'm going in, and I'm going to hit it hard, and it will work generally.
It's interesting because I feel like my time with Slay the Spire felt kind of like that, almost similar to Hades, where at the beginning, I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants, seeing what the game gives me. And I'm not really planning, like, I know what's coming. Like, I do know what's coming. And so I know kind of generally, like, what my weak points are and how to shore them up. But there's such a level of control that I don't have where I feels like I'm just, like, flying by the seat of my pants. Where something like the Poisoner character in Slay the Spire, early on, right, you're given a bunch of cards for them that do like one specific set of things. You can't like super do a whole lot with the poison, but then like you level them up a bit, and now all of a sudden you have more poison cards. It makes more sense to start using poison. Then you're leveling them up more, and you have like, so each each character is a deck style, and then each deck style has different play styles within it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like there's sub themes within each deck main.
And so I generally found that as long as you curate your picks to like the deck style within the deck. So if it's poison, let's say as an example, like as long as you're like, okay, I'm maximizing for poison this run because I've been given a lot of poison things early on. This is kind of like what my run's going to be. No matter what it is, as long as you kind of play to that style, you can kind of get away with anything and win.
Yeah. I mean, to a certain degree, like if you can really, really hit it hard, then like absolutely. But the problem is like you are then dependent on the force that I've been calling Ballatronius, which is simply the entropy of
Ballatronius.
Is that a Hades god?
Like a transformer.
It's my personification of like the entropy of a pick 3 slot.
Arise, Ballatronius Prime.
If Ballatronius is in your favor, you're getting good pulls, and if Ballatronius is not in your favor, you're getting trash.
The RNG is Jesus of it. That is something I think about with these games also, because like when it's good, but when it's bad, it's like, are you implementing this so you don't have to like put as much thought into the design of your game in terms of like the progression curve or the actual intent design? Or are you just throwing it to the player and say like, I hope you picked the right upgrades and I hope luck is in your favor this time.
Yeah.
And if not, there's a shop you can go to and permanently upgrade your stats, and eventually you can break through, and if you keep hitting your head against the wall. And I hope that's fun for you.
That's the
I have a
light
question
versus light,
for the class.
right?
That is the light versus light. Yeah, light usually has like a meta overall shop where it's like, all right, like Vampire Crawlers and Survivors has this where it's like, okay, I've upped my might stat by like 80%, so I do a lot more damage no matter what. So I'm more likely to be able to get through it anyway.
Stats.
In those games, it's less about, I think, the design and difficulty curve and more about just the power fantasy of it. So I think it's fine. But like as more and more of these games come out, that doesn't necessarily hold true for every single thing ever. Like there's some runs in Mega Bonk I've started where I just eat shit immediately. It's like I don't know what I could have done otherwise here other than get a better item, and I didn't. So
yep.
Yeah,
Mega Bonk was also what came to mind immediately when you were talking about that.
Yeah, and I do really like that game. I think it's really fun. But there are some times where it's just like I don't know what I was supposed to do other than waste those like 4 minutes just to try again.
I have a question for the class.
Hi.
Yeah.
How do we feel about pick 3 slop penalizing you for restarting a run?
Penalizing is in.
Can you give me an example of one that does
like,
that?
To get better. To get better rolls at the beginning.
In Slay the Spire, if you restart a run, you have like I think one less option at the beginning or something like that, or you don't get the Niao bonus or something like.
Oh.
So if you restart the run, you straight up are like making yourself less powerful on the subsequent run, and I think personally that's a faux pas. I think that's like my only major criticism of Slay the Spire.
I understand because
I want to be able to press R and restart. Like if I'm not getting my pulls, I want to press R and restart.
I think with something like an Inscription, because I know Inscription does this too.
Inscription does it even worse than Slay the Spire does.
I think Inscription messes
with your deck, like your actual starting deck.
Inscription is not the widest game in terms of there's a lot of stuff. There aren't like that many cards when you compare it to like actual TCGs or even other deck builders. So I think with their understanding where it wouldn't take a lot of resets to like get that one card you want. And let's be honest, there is kind of a meta in Inscription. Like if you can get the triple Mantis going, you win. Like, you win
yes and no. You can be creative with it after a certain degree. Like I do agree that like there's a meta in terms of like what's gonna win you the run guaranteed to unlock everything. But then
and so the idea behind penalizing a restart is like, you know, if it only takes 20 restarts to get the Mantis every time, and someone's gonna like do that and then be annoyed they have to do it 20 times, but they're still gonna do it that way.
But then they give it to you in a starting deck at some point.
There's a quote about
the
optimizing
price,
the fun out of everything. Perhaps it applies to what Brody's saying there.
Yes, exactly. I understand the intent. I'm not arguing whether or not the execution of that is good, but that is the intent behind it.
I do think Inscryption made a faux pas by not letting you create custom starter decks. That's where they lose me, because like I think that would have been very, very fun.
I've not restarted a run in Slay the Spire, so I can only speak like hypothetically, but I do feel like on paper, if I'm understanding correctly here, if I've restarted a run, I've said this last one has nothing for me. I don't want to spend more time on this. I want a clean slate. The idea that just dejecting from that and then starting a new run means I'm worse off the next time kind of puts me in between a rock and a hard place, basically, where it's like, well, I kind of have to keep going with this thing I don't want, or else I'm just walking into a room with like a rake in the doorway, basically.
So the way that it usually works, Chris, because I don't imagine if you're like halfway through and you quit out or you purposely die, like it's going to penalize you.
If you purposefully die, it doesn't penalize you for purposefully dying.
I see. Yeah, so that's kind of the play then.
At a certain point, there's ways around it. So why even bother, right? Like if I am just going to like die, then yeah, it might just give me the restart, save me 10 seconds. Yeah. So yeah, I get it from that, because if there's going to be a way to do it anyway.
I do want to take a second to say that you should subscribe to the CRUBCAST everywhere at Crub Official, everywhere except for Twitch, where we are at Crub_official.
True.
And we go live every Tuesday between 6:30 and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you can catch us every single week chit-chatting about video games and everything of the like. You can also check us out at patreon.com/Crub, where you can give us some dollary dues for a lot, tons and tons and tons of extra content. And now that said, the reason that I say this is because I know that we don't typically acknowledge our Twitch chat, which again, you can catch us live every Tuesday. But from our good friend Kevin the Golden Bolt, he did say mods exist if you want to make mulligans free, and I kind of think that's a really good point. That
Nico, I thought you were setting us up to be like, hey, actually, there's some content that is free, like the thing we recorded yesterday to go in sync with this episode.
Please plug that.
I'll have it in the show notes. The developers of the Spell Brigade reached out to Kevin and offered us up some codes. So we figured, you know what? We'll just play our first impressions of that. It's multiplayer online co-op vampire survivors, basically, but you're mages. Yeah, and that was a new take for this genre, so I was interested. We played 2 hours of that, 2 separate videos. I'll have that linked in. That's free. You just hit like join, I think, on Patreon for free. You get access to our newsletter updates and all the other free stuff we'll post. We have a lot this month because we're turning 3. We are not potty trained. That game is all right. I think we need to put more time into that. It didn't get a hooks in me as a fan of the genre.
Dude, get me into that.
The Spell Brigade? Wow.
Yeah.
Disclosure, you're giving that for free.
I'll spend money. I want to play that with you. That sounds
It's on sale right now if you want to. We'll hop on with you.
Or can I buy it? That's not the topic of this episode.
It's on Steam.
Anyway, yeah. It's on Steam.
But, yes. So mods exist if you want to make mulligans free.
If you want to make mulligans free. It's just such a faux pas to me that I'm like, let me like turn that off or something in the settings. Like, I don't get it. I'm like, let me play the game. Let me play your game. You know, sometimes I feel like developers don't want me to play their game. And I'm just like,
it sounds like you don't want to engage with their game.
It sounds like they missed a critical part of what makes roguelikes fun.
You know, it's interesting because we did bring up...
Nico would speak on that with authority.
So we spoke earlier that Hades incentivizes switching things up. Yes. And it does so very well, where every round, one of the random 6 weapons that you can use as like a starting place will have like, oh, this one is the bonus one that gives you extra stuff. And so that kind of goes back to me in my head where back in like the World of Warcraft thing where they did like a daily, it was originally positioned as a penalty where if you weren't logging in every day, you had like a 20% penalty to your XP, and nobody liked it. And they changed it to a daily login bonus of plus 20% XP. Same exact like statistical mechanics, but the framing of it as a bonus instead of here's what you're missing out on,
it does go a long way.
A lot of people. Yeah, it goes a long way. So I'm not thinking that if I pick any of the other 5 weapons that aren't the special bonus one, that, I'm losing out on 20%. It's like, I'm getting an extra 20% if I pick this one. Okay, that's nice.
In the end, game design is basically like talking to a toddler.
A psychologist must have been studying that one pretty hard, is what I got to say about that, for sure. Another fun thing about playing Hades in the last week is how much of this genre calls out to Hades, and I didn't realize. Like, I started playing Absolve first within the last couple weeks. That's a side-scrolling beat 'em up from one of the teams who worked on Streets of Rage 4, but it has like a roguelite system where you're just trying to get as far as you can through the world to save your like witch mom or something. There's like a whole fantasy story. You play as like a dwarf and a mage, and it's a really cool game. But it had that mechanic of like, all right, your ult, you get one of 6 ults, and if you pick one certain ult, you get like 20% more XP running through the thing. And I was playing, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. That makes me want to try all the different weapons. And there's like pick 2 things, and there's like boons and stuff with that. And then I go and play Hades. I'm like, they just straight up jacked all that shit from Hades. Like, I respect that they jacked it, but I was like giving all this credit to Absolve in my head. Where I was like, oh man, this is cool. And like, it is cool, but
I don't think there's anything.
Is that how you pronounce it? I've been pronouncing it Absolve.
I don't know. We might both be right. Oh, my Siri opened. I'm trying to play Metabot Survivors, Siri. No, I don't want to listen to Free Your Mind by Prospa and Clume.
Metabot Survivor.
Metabot Survivors is still insane.
It's not bad so far for being free, I gotta say.
Are there like are you getting hit with ad slop?
Not yet.
Ad slop.
I haven't had to pick 3 ads yet. I'm kind of hoping that's coming up.
Pick 3 ads. You have to pick one.
No, leveling up
that is. So that was kind of a thing in the mobile game Mighty Doom.
Mighty Doom,
where you can choose to revive, or you could choose to revive by watching an ad, or you could choose to revive in advance by watching multiple ads. It was pick 3 with ads.
That sounds right.
Well, because I was going to say that Chris before this kind of was like, we were highlighting something, we were talking about gambling games and stuff like that, where it's like they're hijacking certain like dopamine receptors in your brain and certain like psychology, right? Mm-hmm. And I kind of had the thought of like, well, it's, better like a $20 game like Hades jacking these like human instincts of like, I like number go up, I like pick 3, gambling, all of that, random chance, give me dopamine button. Like, better a $20 flat fee game do that than someone wasting all of their money at a gambling casino or doing loot boxes or sports betting or whatever that is, right?
Because
like it's a safe injection site.
There is a Vampire Survivors clone in Zenless Zone Zero, for example. There is one in the arcade in there. In your gambling machine, there's a gambling machine video game, basically. So, it's kind of already gotten a little bit of a foothold in there. And as I was telling you, it's only a matter of time.
Is there a game with Zenless Zone Zero?
Huh?
Is there a game in Zenless Zone Zero?
No, you just pick a girl and go, oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You can go on dates with them, I think, now. You can walk around the city with them.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I like the mouse girl. She's kind of cool. Anyway, what?
+1.
+2? +2?
Well, with what you had said, pick 3 ads, and you, Chris, specifically had said like, oh yeah, it's good. Like the idea of the lightning rod, yes, but how long until people start, looking at the psychology of. Exactly.
And I feel like
I honestly think I could see YouTube doing pick 3 ads of like, hey, if you watch this ad, get +2.
If you watch this ad, you have access to 2 times speed. If you watch this ad, you have access to captions. And if you watch this ad, you have access to the volume knob.
Now that's crazy because that makes the middleman of the game like a mafia boss both ways, right? Like they're beating you up and they're going to the advertisers somehow and being like, hey, like we got prime ad real estate. This lets players goon one more time in Zenless Zone Zero. So like,
man,
sweetheart deal if you want the goon spot.
You could do percentages, right? Like you could say watch one 45-second ad for a 30% chance to skip the next 3 15-second ads.
Let's not give them ideas.
Yeah, I hope someone's writing this down.
Let's not give them ideas. Let's not give them ideas as the ad break started too.
Yeah. Just give us your Prime subscription slop and you can slop past the ad slot.
Prime subscription.
Dude, guys, pick 3 which subscription tier you want to give to the CRUBCast.
I'm getting sad. I'm starting to become sad.
I will say one of the things I love about the genre of pick 3 slop is the synergies. I think that finding
Vampire
synergies
is full of that.
Finding synergies and figuring out how your build is going to work and like what directions you can go. It scratches a certain itch in my brain. It gives the dopamine in a way unlike any other, to be honest with you. It's something that is like very specific to this genre of game. Like, not that I don't get dopamine from other type of games, but this one just gives you a completely different feeling of just like, oh, the puzzle pieces are here in front of me.
I'm watching an ad to continue my play.
You sure
Yo,
are.
show the ad though. Come on.
It's for Pixel Flow.
Okay.
It's a pick 3 slot puzzle game where little piggies go into a puzzle.
Give them
Balatro puzzle game, like a jigsaw puzzle, pick 3.
Yeah. But yeah, that is the thing, right? Like, no, it is kind of inherent of like, it does kind of lull you in with like a seemingly simple thing. And then you go like, okay, I guess I'll pick this thing. And then 20 minutes later, you're like, dude, I got like a chain of 8 buffs that all happen to work together this run. And every time I attack, I'm siphoning plus 12% HP and my defense is buffing and I can draw more cards or whatever the hell. And my garlic mixed with my heart, so now I can sap health from my radial area of effect attack because I'm the old man. And then I get
this one, what are they called? The cards that it's like, everyone who has garlic can get this around them, you know?
Oh.
Yeah, dude. And yeah, any time that it's like, apply a blanket effect and then enemies with this blanket effect receive some kind of debuff or you receive some kind of a buff for every enemy affected with this kind of effect is like, that's the type of thing where it's like, oh, it just scratches all the itches. It scratches every single itch.
I like me some synergies. I think I'm of 3 minds of where my head is.
Which one are you going to pick, Brody?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which one are you picking?
I have to pick. Right. There's 3 games that are interesting in the whole like area of it, right? When we're talking about synergies and pick 3 slop. The first I'm thinking of is like a Binding of Isaac, like a proto, like pick 3 wasn't the thing yet, but
it was pure back then.
Yeah, well, like that game was like still at the time, and even now, especially after Afterbirth Plus and all of the DLCs, like that thing is synergy mayhem. Like you can do crazy things. Every item does like unique things, and they all mix together. And so like it's insane the amount of like unique interactions you can get between like, you know, even just 2 items, let alone multiple. A particular in favorite is combining the laser with the thing that turns your tear shot into a laser, and then you combine that with the thing that lets you control a tear shot instead of shooting it, so you're literally just controlling a big circle laser. So I just got to the final boss, set my cursor on the boss, and then dodged for 2 seconds and obliterated, right? That stuff's fun. I love finding synergies like that. Which brings me to like, I've been thinking about it because we've been thinking about this topic and we've been gearing up for it for like almost 2 weeks now. I've been thinking about this in my head.
We planned an episode for once.
Yeah, we really did.
That's crazy.
There are games where I'm like, you know, that's a story game that I play, and I might enjoy the story and everything, but I'm more here for the gameplay. Well, or it could be both. And I kind of think you could convert this into pick 3 slop, and I kind of think I would like that. Because I as I go through like a Borderlands game, and I'm going down the skill tree, and like, especially now with like modern like 3 and 4, where there's like 3 skill trees and you're kind of like going in whatever direction in all of them. There's so many different skills that will synergize with each other. Like, oh, now you're doing radiation damage with your action skill, and now you're doing more damage to enemies that are affected by radiation. And now every time you damage an enemy that is affected by radiation, it chains that debuff to a nearby enemy. So all of that is recharging your action skill quickly, which is then applying that debuff everywhere. And it becomes a feedback loop where my action skill is literally never down, because the moment it goes down, the entire cooldown is reset like constantly. That stuff is really cool, and I find myself looking at the skill tree, and particularly at the end of Borderlands 4, I found myself like, man, I wish I had just 10, 15, 20 more skill points, because I feel like I could get some really crazy synergies going if I could just do a little more. And then that thought became, honestly, they did something in the Wonderlands spinoff where when you go into battles, you're kind of in these arenas. You're kind of like teleporting from arena to arena rather than moving through like a level or a world. And I could easily see a scenario where you chain together a ton of those arenas, and at the end of each arena, like a Hades situation where you beat the arena and then you get a choice between things. It's like, okay, all you have are your dropped guns, so you can't just have like a favorite max level gun that you're constantly using and never replacing. You're using what you find in that respect, so you're using the Borderlands loot mechanics there. But then also, give me like a Hades-style Olympian boon of, here is a random, like, fully maxed out skill from a skill tree of one of the Vault Hunters. And then you can just get a bunch of those. And then by the end of it, you could have like, oh, I have this... I have the max radiation skill from the green tree of Harlow, and mixed with like the speed of Lilith from Borderlands 1 or whatever. Yes.
I just want to make sure I'm following you. You said you had 3 points. Are we on point 3? I'm lost.
That was 2. That was I want Borderlands to be pick 3 slop. The first one was Binding of Isaac. The third and final one to kind of bring it
I was just
around
sitting there getting lost. I was like, wait, hold on. Am I stupid, or does he not say anything?
No. The third one is that I wanted to bring up Dead Cells because I hadn't yet.
Oh, yes.
Which is a very interesting take on the formula, because it's supposed to be, it's a Metroidvania roguelike. That's a weird definition. I don't know if I quite agree with that, but you are replaying similar levels over and over, and you can kind of like pick your path, especially if the DLC, there's other branches and stuff you can do. So it's really cool. But the main point there is every time you get to a shop in that game, you're given 3 choices, right? As you would expect.
Oh, okay.
But that game does cool things where there's 3 different color pools of items, and they can be any type of item, whether it's like one of your throwables or one of your attacking items or like a shield or whatever it is. But they can be one of 3 different color flavors. And when you go to a shop, you get random items. But as you progress through the game, because I would say it's fairly heavily a roguelike in the sense that you are restarting from scratch at the beginning up until you get like 75% of the way through the game, and you unlock, I guess you would consider it like a Metroidvania kind of power-up, where now you can manipulate the pools in such a way that, one, you can dictate which color of items that every shop will have. So you can say, I want this shop to have only blue items, or I want it to have only red or green.
Oh, that's great.
And it gets even better because you can unlock another permanent upgrade. And again, these are like the only 2 permanent upgrades that you really get in the game. Another one allows you to re-roll every shop up to 5 times. So as you're making your way through the game in the first few playthroughs, you're kind of flying by the seat of your pants. You're using whatever the game gives you in terms of weapons. So you're finding what you like. You're finding what weapons you want. You're finding what works for you, what builds you like. I like this autonomous drone thing, but I also like the baseball bat that, like, if I combine that with like a freeze ability, like it goes crazy. But I'm not going to find that every run until all of a sudden I can basically guarantee 15 different blue items will show up at every single shop I go to.
Yeah.
I'm going to get what I want. I'm going to get the build I want.
Yeah.
It's a really cool way of doing it.
Cause like that, and that was what I alluded to earlier with like denominator management, right? Like for me, like when I'm playing a game like a Slay the Spire, and you unlock more cards that now then will show up in your pool going forward, I find that it makes things a lot less consistent, because then like the crappy cards are still not getting removed from there, like from the pool. And so you're seeing the cards you like less. I mean, and in some cases, and in most cases, honestly, you are seeing like, you're also like, the pool is getting like invigorated with like other cards that are like upgraded as well. But it's like, that's not to say that there aren't going to be like trash or like cards that are meant for balance that you unlock like later in the game. And I really hate that because I think when I say denominator management, I mean the denominator of cards that you can pull from, basically the denominator of like cards or buffs that you can get. And when it increases and it makes the game less consistent, like that's when I'm just like, damn, all right, well, I guess it's a new normal now that I got to get used to here. But like, it is also one of the frustrating things about it, like, at least for me.
I'll have from that and then expand on something Brody made me think of there, because it does harken back to what I was talking about earlier about almost the homogenization of all these games doing all these things now. Because you mentioned that, I'm like, oh, like Vampire Survivors, you can purchase rerolls and find rerolls and the things. You can always cycle through your level up pick 3 screen to try to get what you want. And I kind of like it, and then I kind of dislike that, because I think that does kind of encourage you to just fall into kind of the comfortable routine. But also, sorry, I got a pick 3 thing here, so I'm like I guess I'm going to go for Pom Pom Pal and get her damage up to level 4.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a good choice.
Yeah, thank you. I thought so. I forgot that Metabot existed. But that is also another thing in Vampire Survivors and Crawlers that I guess you would probably appreciate. Or I don't know if it's in Crawlers, but in Survivors, you can straight up at some point unlock a thing that's just like, do not put this weapon in any run ever. I do not want this. Like if there's like a cat thing and the cats just bounce around the screen, but also they hurt you, and I hate that weapon, so I can just I never have to worry about the cat again. It's very nice.
Yeah.
That's
nice. What I was talking about in Crypt of the Necrodancer. They do that. That was the first time I ever saw
great
that.
Game.
Was eliminating from pool. It's
Love
like, I
Crypt
don't
of the
want
Necrodancer.
this.
Yeah.
Is that a
Really
pick 3
good.
game?
I do.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it has some pick 3 moments.
Is every game pick 3? Brody, the one, I think it was you that said this, Brody, and it broke my brain. Because like I know it was wrong and it was a joke, but then I kind of thought about it, and you're like, is Pokemon pick 3 slop with the starter? And I was like, oh no.
Yeah. I do have a suggestion.
Bless you.
I do think I do have a suggestion of something that I think would improve pick 3 slop games, but perhaps I'm in a minority here. Correct me if I'm.
Is this that you all aren't ready for this kind of conversation?
I don't know.
Let's find out.
To be honest with you. Yeah. I think that for the most part, every pick 3 slop game would benefit from having a mode that lets you lets you make a build yourself out of all the available options and just play for a bit.
Like a practice mode, maybe.
Yeah, right. Like invoke an exhibition mode where, for Slay the Spire, like I can choose my 10 starting cards or something, right? Like, and I can choose as many or like, I can choose like any number of the cards like for the 10, like just to start off and do a run like that, or like in Hades, let me choose like one buff for each of my things and do like an exhibition run, and it doesn't count for achievements or whatever unless you hit like a certain like really unattainable high score or something like that, right?
There's the thing in Hades that's correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like you
maybe
guys
I'm
would
not
know, but doesn't Hades have a thing that's like you can pick what starting boon you get?
Yeah, you can pick like the next boon you get. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You can pick like the Olympian that you get.
Yeah, like
that's
you can
right.
pick the type essentially. Yeah.
Which
is super cool. And like I love denominator limiters like that. Like I love limiters where it's like I can say no, I want to go in this direction this run.
I do like the idea though, because Chris had said like a practice mode, and I kind of like the idea of having like a fighting game or like a Smash Bros practice mode style of go into the big empty white space and summon the enemies you want and summon the items you want and just like see what's possible, play around with, because there are synergies that maybe, like, especially in something about Binding of Isaac, there are synergies that are so cool that most players will never ever see, because like the chances of getting like those 2 or 3 things to roll in the same run is so small. Yeah,
and I just want to execute on it, you know? Or like, what if I have a question about how it's gonna like work in the game, like how like my sequencing or whatever? It's like, oh, if I get 3 cards, there's like a way you can combo this infinitely, but like you have to like,
this is like giving away the secrets though.
Practice the line.
There's a certain kind of sicko, and they are me.
It's it's more about practicing the lines and sorry.
Well, no, there's a certain kind of sicko that looks at the roguelike and again, it is me, where it's like, oh, I want to experience the joy of discovery as I play the game, right? Because there's something to the idea where if I was able to go in a room and summon all of the things that I've seen, like maybe it's like, oh, it's the first time I've seen it, now it's added to my decks and I can just plop it down. I would maybe go into the dopamine room, get a bunch of dopamine for 2 hours, and then go, okay, now I don't feel like I need to play the game because I saw all the cool things. So I get that. I get that mentality, because there's
and what
I said that could be the risk for sure.
Yeah, well, and I'm not even thinking about like the dopamine room. I'm thinking like, no, let me pick my starting cards.
The dopamine room, it's real.
Like it's the room that gives you dopamine.
Like so it's still like, so you still have like a game in front of you. You still have an objective, but it's like now it's just a little more focused, a little more guided.
The starting buffs, basically. You're picking them.
Yeah, starting buffs, but it's like it's more so being like, all right, like get the strikes and defends out of here. Let me pick 10 cards to start the game with from the pool, and I can have multiples or not, you know.
You know, and honestly, like a mode like that, like I get what you're saying, specifically with Slay the Spire, because it's like, yeah, at a point, I don't want any of these starting cards, these basic attack and defend cards, because I'm going to have cooler things.
Yeah.
So why not just start with the cooler things? And hell, have the game adjust difficulty to be harder in the beginning to account for the fact that I do have cooler things at the beginning. Sure, just start me with the cooler things, so I don't have to start back at like literal, square one every time. I get that.
Yeah. And not even that. Like it has to be optionalized. Like in my mind, right? Like I don't like, and Hades does it almost perfectly, actually, like in that regard, like because of the like pick your next Olympian item. You know, it lets you say, no, I want Zeus and I will never change this, and I will never change this item. And that's fine. Or I want Athena and I'll never change this item or whatever.
I want to pitch something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure this exists in some form, Chris.
Pitch 3.
Yeah. But specific.
Pitch 3.
Pitch 3. Pitch forward. Pitch 4. Oh no.
Duh.
Randy pitch 4. Okay. So the joke, Pokemon is pick 3 slop. 1, it's true, but 2, imagine if.
No.
Like just for a second. Imagine
what if every time Charmander leveled up, you could apply a boon, equip an Arcana, or infused Ember with a secondary stat?
I'm thinking something like you're playing a randomly generated run of Pokemon. You start with like just your starter, and it's not like you're going through the world in like a randomizer or like a Nuzlocke in that way, but it's like random set of generated rooms. But every room, it's like, oh, pick from these which Pokemon do you want? Here's 3 random Pokemon to choose from. Pick one. Then they become part of your team, and you have to play the game. Instead of like optimizing for meta or whatever, you just have to play with the Pokemon you're given. So maybe you're going to get more out of Pokemon that you never would have given a second glance in a game where you can kind of just do whatever you want.
I like that.
There are some challenge runs kind of like that. I understand what you're saying more broadly.
I figured there was like randomizers, right?
Yeah.
There are randomizers of any Pokemon appears anywhere.
You have to catch the first Pokemon you find on the route, and that's the only Pokemon you can catch in that route, basically. But I know with your idea, it'd be more like 3 random Pokemon pop up, and then you have to pick one of them, right? There's no like logic to which ones show up. It's just completely random.
Yeah.
I could see it.
That'd be cool.
I could see it.
That'd be fun.
I don't know if I'd play it, but I could see it.
It'd be less of like you go through the game, and it'd be more like you go through a series of battles.
Yes, exactly.
Frightening.
Yeah.
That should probably exist. I'm sure someone's working on that at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
considering how pervasive all this is.
They have Pokemon cards, they could make one with cards and do it like that. Doesn't have to be tie in with the actual Pokemon cards, but like they could do it. Be fun.
Slay the Pikachu.
Yeah,
it'd be fun. It'd give them an opportunity to monetize even more cards.
Pika 3 slop. Yeah.
Pika 3 slop. Yeah. Yes.
Well,
that's funny.
I think where we've landed here is that there's no escaping any of this.
These are good games. We love them. I love them.
The state of indie games is in decline. Everything will be homogenized. There's no hope. So just let's all consume, shouldn't we?
Let's all enjoy that we're on a hamster wheel every time we put up a video game, and we're just a little test subject, seeing what gives.
I mean, let's just take solace in the fact that we are.
I just
losing
recoiled seeing your Randy Pitchford PNG tuber change this time. I don't know what was different about this time, but like it made me jump.
We got all of us off guard at one point. Yeah,
we got real, and then hit the emotional resonance of depraved Randy Pitchford looking up in the bathroom that his wife tweeted out for some reason 8 years ago.
What? Wow, like this photo is just out.
Just got me.
It's just available. Well, both of these are Randy Pitchford.
Patreon.com/Crub, as alluded to earlier, for $2 a month even, you can stuff our Patreon question of the week with as many questions as you want for only $2. Please do. We're running low, and I'm about to take one away, but I had a great idea 3 minutes ago that felt like it should have been my idea from the start. Everyone in this call has leveled up. 3 names appear. Which one do you pick? Erkman 1, Atrasky, or Taz?
Erkman's my guy.
Erkman.
I guess Erkman. I feel bad for the other two, but there you go.
You can
if any of you think that you're our favorite patron, you're wrong.
No, it's not like that. We're just picking for synergy here.
Yeah, we have a build going on this run. Okay. Yeah. This question this week comes from Erkman 1. What's your favorite scene, line, joke, etc. from an otherwise bad piece of media? And he gives us some rope here. Alternatively, your least favorite from an otherwise good one. I guess if you can't think of one. Favorite scene, line, joke from an otherwise bad piece of media.
I have a good one.
Wait, like just a joke that you think is funny from something that is otherwise boring? Or
it could be funny, or it could be like so bad that it is your favorite. Yeah. You know, like it's
right.
Okay, that's tricky.
Or like you know how the like close your eyes and walk backwards into hell came from like a Reddit thread. You know?
Oh, the drill tweet.
Did it?
You can't kill me in a way that matters.
Wait, that's from a drill tweet.
I think it was like if it was something about like I walk backwards from out of the zoo or something into hell. Like I forget the context for the drill tweet.
He said,
it's a great piece of writing.
Right. That's awesome.
Hold on.
Or the like, do you think God ever recoils at his creations or something like that? And that's from like Men in Black 3
Spy
or
Kids
something.
3.
Oh, that's from Spy Kids 3.
Yeah.
Okay, and, at drill. If the zoo bans me for hollering at the animals, I will face God and walk backwards into hell.
Yeah,
I would say the drill Twitter was the only good Twitter account for like 8 years. So I wouldn't call that a bad piece of media, but if the media is Twitter, that is the one good line from a bad piece of media for sure.
I'll say my example or my my actual answer is that like to this day, and I know I mentioned this like briefly when I was hanging out with you guys like another day, like kind of recently actually. So the movie MacGruber is not very good. possibly one of the worst comedies I've ever seen.
That was like a left hook. Holy moly.
So the movie MacGruber is not very good. But I remember distinctly, and I have this like in locked and loaded this memory of like when they when they put the upper decker joke into like the trailer for the movie. I started cackling at the concept of an upper decker. And I don't know if MacGruber invented it. It is where I first heard the concept of an upper decker. And it wasn't like about the context that they were saying it in. It was just the fact that they were talking about an upper decker, which is for our audio listeners at home.
As if it's being shown on screen.
Are you implying that for our video listeners, they saw us do an upper decker?
I mean, did you not see what I just put on camera? I just showed the back of my toilet.
Oh,
so
it just looked like you're on a chair.
Right. Yeah. So
I thought an upper decker was the thing from Better Call Saul where you like defecate on a sunroof.
our more for our
he's done with my shit today.
Less educated on this particular term. Bowl. You poop in the up top of the toilet. You poop in the tank. You poop in the tank. And it's I don't know why. I just think at that time when that movie came out, I just thought that was the funniest thing I had ever heard.
Okay, and I get what you're saying. Yeah, not in the specific example, but I understand the sentiment of what you're saying. Because I often
I can't walk with you on the poop thing, but like I get where you're coming from.
And you don't have to, and that's totally fine. I just when I was however old that was, I cackled at the concept of an upper decker.
Every Kevin James movie has one good joke. Like one joke that hits you out of nowhere.
At least one.
No, well, he's saying just one.
Just the one.
That's fair, but it's at least one. It's not just
like
it's at least
every Kevin James movie has one thing that just hits you from somewhere. So the two that come to mind for me, one is in Paul Blart, when at the very beginning he's all sad and depressed, and then his daughter is like, "Do you want some pie?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm too sad for pie." And he waits a beat and he goes, "Give me the pie, give me the pie." So for some reason that tickles me. But the one that really gets me, I think, is maybe it's a David Spade movie, but they all apply. Kevin James movies are. No, it's the one. I think Kevin James gets mistaken for being like an international spy or assassin or something, and I think David Spade is in it at some point. Okay. And at one point, it's like a triple standoff between two people, and like they have guns, and the third person has a knife. And Kevin James goes, he brought a knife to a gunfight, and then the guy throws the knife right into him, and he goes, he brought a knife to a gunfight. It gets me. It got me. It just out of nowhere. But like the movies are bad and they're terrible, but every once in a while they just hit you with random one.
I was really hoping you'd say Zookeeper, either for the scene where he fights Joe Rogan with hair while they bike around the city, or when he goes with the gorilla from the zoo to Chili's, and then the gorilla hits on the waitress, and then they all dance.
Man,
I guess I'm the only Zookeeper viewer in the call right now, but
I feel like I've seen that movie one time ever.
I didn't know that was a movie.
You should watch it one more time, because also he pees next to Joe Rogan at a point. So that movie has like 3 good points. I was sitting here thinking it feels cheap to say The Room, but I don't feel like The Room is in anyone's minds that much anymore. So I just want people to remember The Room. I guess if I had to think of one for some reason, Blues Brothers 2000 came to mind, because I guess Nico mentioned MacGruber. We were talking about SNL movies like last night, I think. So I was kind of thinking about it. There's this cop that chases them throughout the movie. I forget at what point, but they chase them into like a church congregation in like a tent somewhere. And then the cop gets like sucked out of the tent up into the sky, like camera pointing down, and he's looking up at you for uppies kind of vibe. And then he gets saved by God and Jesus Christ, and then lands and becomes a Blues Brother as part of this process. So he metamorphosizes from police officer into Blues Brother through the grace of God. And that's just, it's beautiful. You know, it made me cry.
That's pretty great.
Good. Yeah.
I have another one. It's not necessarily from a movie, but it is
piece of media.
So in 2008-ish, Will Smith won a Kids' Choice Award. And he got up on the stage and he said, "You are who you hang with." And honestly, I've carried that with me to this day. Yeah.
All right.
That was like very wholesome, like, considering the build up, because the build up was immaculate. In 2008, Will Smith won a Kids' Choice Award, and I was like, "Where the hell is this going, man?"
Award.
And he punched someone there too.
He got swarmed.
If that was the opening hook for a video essay, I would have sat my ass down.
Yeah, like 8 hours would fly by. I mean, that shit.
you can have that one on me, complimentary.
Next Ultra Kill video in 2008, Will Smith won a Kids' Choice Award.
2008, Will Smith won.
I gotta write that down. That would be great. Quick, someone ask me what mine is.
What's yours?
Hey, what's yours, Cass?
So, my favorite joke in a bad movie is in Transformers 2. there's a moment where
You can't say you can't just straight up say a good movie.
Sorry, good joke from a bad movie. Oh wait. Oh, I get it.
You can't just say name a good movie.
Yeah, I know. But in Transformers 2, there's a moment where Sam Witwicky is trying to enjoy college, and then Bumblebee trashes some bushes in the front of this frat house, and a guy comes out, like visibly overweight dude who's wearing a really tight shirt comes out, and he's like, "Hey, what you doing with the car over here?" And Sam is like, "Oh, we were looking to see if there's a tighter shirt." And the guy with the really tight shirt goes, "There isn't a tighter shirt. We checked." And then he doesn't look and he fist bumps his friend. Gets me every time.
That's great.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah, I love the Transformers movies. That's awesome.
Do I need to watch this? I don't.
Yes.
I would love to watch the Transformers movie with you, Chris.
Transformers 1 and 2 are essential viewing, at least.
Chris, we gotta watch them. Please just watch them with me. I'm begging you on my knees.
I'll watch those.
I went to the midnight premiere of 2 way back when.
I will also watch
that's crazy.
For what it's worth. I'll watch them with you as well.
I'll watch all of the live action movies with you.
Me too.
All 7 of them. That was not meant to be. I said 6, and then I remembered that there's actually 7.
Bumblebee, there's not enough lore to 6-7. I prefer E.
I just don't like that.
And actually, update. I don't prefer E anymore.
E has bad lore. We're all in on 6-7.
Yes. No, I'm not. It doesn't mean I'm in on 6-7. It means I'm out on both.
I have a question. Cass.
I'm actually not out on E.
What's
yet,
up?
But
I've only seen the first 5 of the live action ones, and I haven't seen Bumblebee, and I guess I didn't know there was another one after that.
Yeah, there's a Beast Wars one.
Those are the 2 I've actually seen.
Oh, yes, Beast Wars. Well, okay, did they ever? I assume not, because those are Bumblebee and Beast Wars are different things than this. But at the end of 5, they seem to be like setting up some kind of Unicron situation, and I don't think they ever.
They do Unicron in the Beast Wars movie, but it's a different timeline. It's not the Unicron they were building up. It's a universe reboot.
I was like upset because I'm like, they've spent 5 movies building up Unicron, and then they finally get to Unicron, and then they don't do it.
Yeah, because they're too busy building up Multicron.
Plus one.
Unicron.
Yeah, so
Multicron
5 was supposed to. 5 was supposed to be the start of a cinematic universe for Transformers, which is why they set up a million things like Bumblebee killing Nazis.
Plus 1 is the verbal equivalent of a golf clap.
Plus 1.
Yeah, pretty much, actually.
Bro, you gotta watch that Beast Wars one though, because there's like an insanely cool part in the fight scene near the end of that movie that had even me go like, "Damn, okay, I don't care about these movies, but that went pretty."
It's a fun movie. Yeah. I'll leave it.
You should watch it, Brody.
The Bumblebee movie is like the closest Transformers has to like a genuinely good movie.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen that one. I think I saw 1 through 3.
And we just all accept.
We all
accept the live action Ninja Turtles movies as like part of the franchise, right?
I wish.
I don't know much about the Ninja Turtles, to be honest.
Well, the first Ninja Turtles live action movie was also done by Michael Bay, if I recall.
Well, like the Michael Bay ones specifically, not the ones where they were like in bad like
not the old
suits.
Ninja Turtles.
That's crazy. I didn't know that they had a Michael Bay.
2 of them.
So this actually,
baby.
This intrigues me. I'm a big fan of Michael Bay's movies.
Those movies were weird because the Ninja Turtles were up against their usual enemies, which are like ninjas, because the Ninja Turtles fight other ninjas. But in this, Michael Bay's Ninja Turtles, which I don't think Michael Bay was a director, I think he was just a producer.
Yeah.
But they're large, like hulking behemoths, and then the ninjas come out with their weapons and they're like invulnerable to them because they're giant monsters, and they're like, "Oh, we're invincible!" And then they like, it's just weird.
Yeah.
I want to get
Michael
Nico's
Bay.
like live reaction as we close this out. Nico, can you Google Michael Bay Ninja Turtles and just look at those things real quick? I want to look at you look at them.
Yes, please.
Yeah, let's
please.
And while I'm doing so, I will say that Michael Bay is the Nickelback of movie direct.
You know what? I'm with him on that. No, that one actually makes sense.
You know, what the? Yeah, I mean, this makes
maybe 2 of those.
The analogy still holds, actually. Fine. That's fine. It's fine. You'd get used to it. You do get used to it.
You do get used to it.
Oh, wait, but don't forget to look up Bebop and Rocksteady too.
Oh, without the masks on, it actually looks fine.
But Nico, can you throw in there Michael Bay Ninja Turtles Bebop and Rocksteady? Because they were in the sequel, and that's where things get.
They simultaneously look great and awful.
Yeah,
Seamus. I love Seamus.
Oh, there's also human forms for some reason. Or maybe there are.
The human.
I don't know.
I only see the human form. Oh, here we go.
There were human forms.
These ones don't look that bad.
No, they like look pretty great.
These look fine.
They pretty much act like the two Transformers in the live action Transformers.
The racist ones.
Yeah.
Skids and
I know exactly who you're talking. The two little cars.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah. As soon as Cass was like the racist ones, I was like, I know exactly who you're talking about.
I like the fourth Transformers movie because they marketed about the Dinobots, and then they show up in the last 5 minutes of the movie.
Okay, then I did not see the fourth one. I saw 1 through 3. 3 is the one with the moon.
Yeah.
Then I saw 1 through 3. Chris, 1 and 2 are essential viewing. 3 is
we'll get through them. We'll do a Transformers Castamon
as a family. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's our promise, everybody. We're going to go away now. We don't have a funny way to end this episode, so we're just going to make it awkward instead.
Pick one of 3 ways to end the episode, Chris.
Oh, what are my options?
What are your options?
Your first, I thought it would be funny if I just like left you hanging and I just said pick one of 3 options and then you just ended the stream.
Okay, so
that sounds like option 1.
That's option 1.
Yeah.
I think the other option is you cut off something funny.
Oh yeah, the other option is to cut off something funny.
And the third option is goodbye. Right? Unless Nico had a better one.
I didn't hear you.
To be honest, I was going to say the third option is